Hi everyone, it's Ashley. Thank you so much for clicking on my video today and joining me. I'm so happy that you clicked this video. So let's go ahead and get right in. I actually have a little dress here for my daughter. Then I was trying to figure out how I wanted to do it. I know the design that I'm going to use in Design Space, but I wasn't sure exactly the size I was going to make it, and I wasn't sure exactly what direction I was going to go in as far as colors. So these are a couple of patterned iron-ons that I have just some scrap pieces of that I want to try to use. And then I have 3 glitter pieces of scrap iron-on, and I just have like a lighter pink, a darker pink, and then a white. So out of these, I think that I can make it work. We wait for Design Space. I'm just gonna really quickly grab my tape measure here to just measure here. And I think for this, I'm gonna say no more than about 6 inches wide. So I'm gonna go for just about 6 inches wide. And I don't think the height will be a huge concern, but I'm gonna say, yeah, I'll say like no more than about maybe 6 by 6. Stepping into Design Space here, I'm just gonna quickly go up to my stuff, and then I'm gonna go to Images, and this is the file here that I want to use. So I'll say Add to Canvas, View. So now right off the bat, coming up to the width and height here, I'm going to go ahead and lock it because I want the proportions to stay the same that they have it designed in Design Space. I think it looks very cute. So I want to leave the proportions the same, but I want to change it to fit my blank, right? And the dress that I have for my daughter. I'll just go ahead and lock that, so that'll keep the proportions the same. And here I can see that the width is more than the height. So I'm going to focus on the width, and I'm going to make that no more than 6, which automatically brings our height within the 6 that we wanted to stay in. Here you can see this is 3 different layers, and that's great because I'm going to use 3 different materials for this. So let's go to Make It, and then I'm just going to go in and select mirror for all 3 because we are using iron-on, and anytime you use iron-on, it needs to be mirrored. I don't know how much it would matter in this instance because it's not like a directional thing, but I just like to get in the habit of anytime I'm using iron-on to always make sure I mirror my mats. So my largest piece, I need to be just past 6 and then just under 4. Material here, I will just go to do everyday iron-on with less pressure. I just think for my machine personally, this will be the best setting, but you always can do a test cut. And you also, you know your machine the best. Biggest one, and I need, so just past about 4.5 by just past 3. This mat is selected because that is the one I want to use, and mirror on. Now for this one, I'm going to go here, change it. I'm going to go to glitter iron-on. And for my last and smallest one, it looks like just about 3 by a little past 2. Once again, just coming here because I'm going back again with a patterned iron-on. So I'll just do that one this time, and then I'll do less. And I think, no, actually the first time I used everyday iron-on with less, right? So that's what I'm going to use again. So now for this, I said the largest one we need is just past 6 for the width, and then just past 4 for the height. So I'm really simply just going to lay this on my mat and see if this, and you're always going to put iron-on either shiny side down and or pattern side or glitter side down because it is mirrored. So it looks like we got just past 6 and just past 4. So that will work perfectly. So we will go ahead and use this for our first mat. And I need, so just past about 4.5 by just past 3. So 4.5 by just past 3. So I can see that this mat, this one, I don't have enough for the second one, which is fine. We'll go to a different one. And I think I'll just go with this bigger one here, as long as it's 4 wide, which it is. And let me turn this around so that the straight side is up top here. All right, and we will just put that glitter side down. For my last and smallest one, it looks like just about 3 by a little past 2. So this is what I have so far. So I can either do this one, which I think is really nice, or I could do the white, which I also think is, oh, my easy press there is letting me know it's ready, sorry. I could do the white, which I also think is really nice, but I don't know, I'm a little wild and I feel like I kind of want to do this one. I just feel like it would be really pretty, so I'm gonna go for it. Really quickly, just grab my lint roller here and lint roll my dress. Let me, excuse me, I'll be right back. Okay, let me try that again. And not me coming on camera with a super dirty lint roller. I'm so sorry. And then I will set this to the side for just a moment. So I'm just gonna look. This one is the biggest one, so I know kind of what I'm looking for here. I have had this vinyl forever and I need to get it used up. So I am not going to cut around the design. I'm not gonna try to save any of this vinyl specifically, but you definitely can. You just wanna look, you know, where your vinyl is cut and make sure you don't cut your design. But you absolutely could save as much or as little of the surrounding vinyl as you like. It's always super nice to save materials when you can, but there's also some materials that I just had like this little square forever and I don't want to like cut it and put it back into my scrap bin, you know, and let it go 3 more years just sitting there. So I used it for this project. I'm gonna go ahead and call this one done, and then maybe I can find a new pattern vinyl that I like and order that and fall in love with a new pattern, right? Because I feel like that's like half the fun of crafting is like finding all the cute materials, which is hard because you quickly run out of space and money for that. But anywho, and we have, oh, that is so cute. We have our first little rainbow here. Now we will weed out the second one, and this one I will keep because that is a nice square and I feel like glitter vinyl I use a lot of, so I will keep that one. I will tell you right now, glitter Iron On is my absolute favorite thing to weed in the whole world. It is so easy, it's so forgiving, it is a dream. Pattern vinyl and vinyl really in general is super like that, but glitter vinyl is just another level. It's so good. So just grab this one really quickly. Get this last little cutie pie weeded out just like that. While I have this here, I will just quickly kind of trim around. Now, I don't think that I'm going to actually be able to like lay these down at the same time because I don't think that I'm going to be able to cut off enough of the carrier sheet, specifically like in the middle, you know, of the rainbow to place them close enough together as I want them. But let's see, right? So let's set these to the side here and putting in my heat mat and her dress. So we will just lay this down. And then I will take my heat press. I'm just gonna lay that on there just for a couple seconds. Just get out any wrinkles, also any moisture within the dress itself so we can get that vinyl to lay down nice. So this is the first piece. So I'm thinking that's gonna go just about like that. And then I believe that this one will go just about here. And then this one will go here. So that looks super cute to me. It'll be able to see it a little better once I get the carrier sheets off. But like I said, the rainbows are just a little, the bands of them are just a little too close. And I'm not gonna be able to trim that closely. So I will have to lay them down separately. And I'm gonna go for my Easy Press Mini. I had my full size one warming up, but I actually think I'm gonna go with the mini just so I can really get curves, and also because I'm using 2 patterned iron-ons and then 1 glitter iron-on. I didn't look up the specific like heat guides for them. So I'm just gonna really monitor what I have in front of me and just look project itself to make sure. And I think that'll just be a little easier with the mini because I'll have a little more control. And then I'll show you, it is lit up green there, so you can see it is ready to go. And I just put it on the lowest temperature, and that way, like I said, I will just monitor my project in front of me. I will see how it's laying down. I will give it more heat if I feel like it needs it, less in the places it doesn't, and really just monitor my project, right? All right, and I got a little of the carrier sheet there, no problem. So, and then what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to get this just tacked down just enough so I can get all three done, get all three tacked down, and then from there we'll kind of go in and really make sure they're down. But for right now, I just want to get them placed. So now this one, I don't want this carrier sheet too up. So I'm just gonna trim around the top of that. Now, the only thing here is you have to be a little careful now that you don't accidentally hit your exposed iron-on, right? So you want to stay on the inside of that. You don't want yours to hit the exposed vinyl. It needs to have a carrier sheet on top of it, or you can also use like butcher paper, right? So if you have, that's what I use is butcher paper. And once I get this laid down and I go to heat the whole thing, you'll see I'll put a piece of butcher paper over it, and that'll just keep everything protected. So just make sure that you're not getting your heat press on the exposed vinyl. And we're just gonna heat that glitter vinyl. And I know glitter vinyl, just from using it a lot, is a cool peel. So I'm just gonna give this a little bit of a second because I feel like it never lays down until it's cool. And I feel like I go through this every time, and I know that it needs to be cool, and I just don't wait for it to cool. So that is the second layer. I love it. It is so cute. I think I totally made the right choice using this one for the third little rainbow. Right, and that looks just about good to me. So again, I'm just gonna take my press, just getting in there, making sure I'm not on that exposed vinyl. It did get just a little bit there, but as you can see, there's some transfer sheet there still, luckily for me. So no problem. And if you honestly, like if you touch it, it's probably not going to be a big deal. But if you run it over it, it probably will burn it. And that's not ideal. So just be aware. Now we have all three layers down, and it came out so cute. I love it. And I think that the two pattern vinyls were absolutely the right call. So I'm so happy I chose that. What I'm going to do is very quickly bring in a butcher paper. This is just a piece that I got, I think with like some infusible ink that I got at one point or something. I'm not sure, but I've just had it for like years. When I take off the carrier sheets on iron-on, I will just put this over my project to add more heat. So that's what I'll do here, and that looks so good. I am obsessed. I love it. I'm gonna very quickly turn this around. And then I'm just gonna apply some heat over the back. I'll go ahead and turn that up to medium. Just apply some heat to the back, maybe 20 seconds or so. And then the mini, you wanna make sure you keep moving it around. It's made to be moved. Mama loves it because I am just a sucker for two patterns together. So I really love this. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.